Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel, Mr. Football Loons, and today I'm doing Game Week 20 predictions of the Barclays Premier League. And it's going to be starting on the 12th of January. This is Game Week 7, but obviously the whole Game Week 7 got postponed. And this is just like an extra game. It's going to be Fulham against Chelsea. I'm going to make this 2-1. Yes, Chelsea are in 10th and Fulham are in 7th, but Chelsea can do better. I know they can. I have heard they've picked up a few injuries here and there, but I think they'll be able to win it 2-1 quite nicely away against Fulham. Definitely be a hard game because Fulham won the last three, but I would say they've been a bit lucky, Fulham. But I think Chelsea got this in the bag. Moving on to the 13th of January, it's going to be Aston Villa at home against Leeds United. And I'm going to predict this game 2-1 to Aston Villa. They are obviously at home and Emery is doing very well at the moment at Aston Villa, and I think they can get top 10. Leeds United have recently signed Ruta for around 40 million euros. We'll see how he performs. You don't know. Obviously, he's only young and he's not really proven in the Premier League. So it's really a 50-50 whether he'll do well at Leeds United to be that goal scorer. I don't know if he's actually going to be ready against Aston Villa. I'm unsure. I'm going to assume not. And Leeds United are away against Aston Villa, who are looking really strong at the moment with Emery. And also Aston Villa signing new left-back Alex Moreno, which is a decent left-back. I think he could probably do it in the Premier League for Aston Villa. But, you know, Leeds United, they're quite low down in the Premier League at the moment. Aston Villa are looking strong. And really, it could go either way, but I think Aston Villa are the favourites in this one. Moving on to the next game, the 14th of January, a whole new day once again. It's Manchester United at home against Manchester City. Hard game. Man City did lose, I think it was 2-0 at Southampton in the Carabao Cup. They didn't put their amazing side out, Manchester City. But they're against Manchester United, who have actually signed Weghorst from Burnley, which is an interesting signing, whether he's actually Premier League ready, because when he actually played for Burnley, they got relegated. He didn't really do much. I'm going to predict this one 3-2 to Manchester City. Even with Manchester being at home, Manchester United being at home, I think Man City can still grab something. I think they're going to really try in the Premier League. Oh, evidently they didn't really properly try against Southampton in the quarterfinals of Carabao Cup, so they can go full on Premier League. And really, with Erling Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne, Cancelo, all those big names do look better than the overall Manchester United squad. And they're going to have to be picking up points if they want to win the league. And I think they will in a 3-2 intense game. Moving on to the next game, Wolverhampton Wanderers are at home against West Ham United. And I'm predicting this a 1-0 win to Wolves. Wolves are at home. Yes, they lost some penalties to Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup. But that's the Carabao Cup. They're probably focusing on staying up in the Premier League. And they're facing West Ham, who haven't been playing very well. Is David Moyes going to stay? I'm unsure. Wolves, I think they have too good of a side to go down to the Championship. I think also West Ham have too good of a side to go down to the Championship. I think it could go either way because Wolves are at home. They've got momentum. I think they're starting to improve. West Ham, they don't so much have momentum. I think they're a great side, maybe even better than Wolves. But at the moment, Wolves look like definitely contestants to win this game. Moving on to the next game, Nottingham Forest are at home at their home stadium against Leicester City. I'm predicting this 2-1 to Forest. Forest won on penalties against Wolves to get to the semi-finals. Leicester lost 2-0 to Newcastle, also losing 3-0 against Newcastle United in the actual league. So Leicester did lose to Fulham in the Premier League as well, and usually when Nottingham Forest at home, they definitely have some really good results. 100% when they're at home against Leicester City, who had quite a lot of momentum before the World Cup break, but now has lost that momentum with quite a few losses. And away against Nottingham Forest, which that stadium is absolutely fantastic. I could easily see Forest winning this. Moving on to the next game, Brighton are at home against Liverpool. I'm going to predict this 4-3 to Liverpool. It's going to be intense. It's going to be all over the place. Very intense game. But Gakpo, I believe, according to the transfer market, has actually signed on for Liverpool. I don't know if he's going to be eligible for this game, but he might be. But even without, I think Liverpool could still get a win. I think it's going to go massive high scoring between the two sides, because recently Brighton have had some high scoring games. And they're both doing, reasonably well. Liverpool maybe not so much what they want, but I think Liverpool will get back into it. And it's just going to be a game that I can't really predict. It's very hard to predict. I'm just going for Liverpool because of their history in that top flight. Moving on to the next game, Everton versus Southampton. I'm going for 1-1. Southampton won against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup, and they're probably going to take the Carabao Cup very seriously. They're at the bottom of the league against Everton, who are also in a relegation battle. So I think this could easily be a draw. And Goodison Park recently hadn't really been best for Everton in their home. The last few games haven't been the best. I think it could go either way. So I'm just going to say a draw. Moving on to the next game, Brentford versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth are going down. They have not played well at all. They're definitely going down, and Brentford are doing well. 2-0 to Brentford. Ivan Toney, absolutely fantastic. Moving on to the next game, which is the 15th of January. Next game, Chelsea versus Crystal Palace on a whole new day, and I'm going to predict this one 2-0 to Chelsea. Now, their last games haven't been the greatest. They're in 10th, going against Crystal Palace, who I think are definitely a good side. Obviously, they did lose 3-0 to Fulham because of the 2 sending offs. But to be honest, Chelsea need the points, and at Stamford Bridge, I think they'll be able to do it against Crystal Palace quite comfortably. Moving on to the next game, Newcastle United versus Fulham. I'm predicting this 3-1 to Newcastle United. Last time Newcastle played Fulham, Newcastle, I believe, won 4-1, was it? And I think it'll be a recreation. The fact that they're at the Fulham Stadium last time, and now they're at St James's Park, how they've been playing is absolutely fantastic, and I don't see why they can't keep on their form against Fulham. They have got a couple of draws recently, but they're going to be getting on to winning ways. And the next game, Tottenham Hotspur are at home against Arsenal. 2 big London clubs, a big London derby, and I'm going to predict this one 1-1 between the two sides. Arsenal, yes, they are a good team. They drew 0-0 to Newcastle. They did play very well, Arsenal. And they are currently first against the Spurs side, which did win 4-0 against Crystal Palace, which is very good. But they have some shaky games recently, you could say. But I think they're pushing for 4th place. And really, these 2 London clubs, I think Arsenal will play better. But I think it will just be a draw because of that London atmosphere. Before we do end off the video, I'm going to go through what happened last week and how I actually did. Now, obviously, I didn't actually make a Game Week 19 predictions because I didn't have time to make it, but I did predict it off camera. And actually, I got 3 exactly correct results, which was Manchester United winning 3-0 against Bournemouth, Aston Villa and Wolves drawing 1-1, and Manchester City winning 1-0 against Chelsea. And overall, I did actually get 7 points in that week last week, and overall, over the course of the whole game weeks, all of my predictions, I've currently got 106 points out of 352 points. This will be the end of my video. Hopefully you can like and subscribe, and always remember to turn notifications so you don't miss one of my fantastic YouTube videos. I will see you next time. Toodle pip now.